If you ever doubt an immigrant population's ability to effect positive change in America, don't be a closed-minded fool. Americans should know better at this point, even though many don't. Who is the best baseball player in the MLB? A Japanese immigrant. As a matter of fact, 31% of the All-Stars this year were immigrants. Baseball. America's game, America's pastime. Who was the MVP of the NBA last year? A Canadian. 2024, Serbian. 2023, Cameroonian. Before that, the Greeks. The last US MVP was 2018. So what's my point? These are two sports that were created in the US, and Americans have dominated those sports for generations. But the world is caught up, and the level of talent is higher than ever. The skills are higher, the precision, the trainers, the analytics. It's become multicultural, and it's become the best version of itself. It's not nostalgic, it's not the good old days, but you can't deny the skyrocketing talent and the international boost the games have gotten. This is important, because it's not just sports. It's also business, it's the arts, it's the food, it's the culture, it's the economy, the science, the growth, the tech. When you can pull brilliance from every corner of the map, when you can open the doors for the possibility of greatness coming through, it will. Can bad things happen? Yes. You know what's worse? Going nowhere, forever, staying in the old ways, staying stuck, never seeing the possibilities. That's why I tell people to remain open-minded. I tell people not to be so quick to judge the immigrants. Don't forget, the Uber driver with the broken English still speaks 2 or more languages. And while you're complaining about being stuck in traffic, some migrants are crossing deserts on foot to evade gang violence. When you're mad at someone online for having different politics than you, someone else is fleeing their country to come here to have the right to be mad about politics and not be shot. Maybe they can't afford to be here. Our ancestors couldn't either. Countless ancestors of modern Americans came here as slaves, indentured servants, pirates, sailors, explorers, pilgrims, conquistadors, freethinkers, runaways. And you know, almost none of them needed to pass through a border or pay tens of thousands in legal fees, in addition to thousands in document fees, just to wait 6 to 9 months to get through a gate built on arbitrary lines that is utterly pointless. And that's not even including the indigenous people, who were here for tens of thousands of years before the world found its way here. They didn't, quote, do it the legal way, quote, unquote, either. They went where they could, just like the first settlers, and those settlers who also didn't come here the right way paid those indigenous people back by eradicating 90% of them. But Tommy, you might say, you can't hold the past to today's standards. They didn't have the systems we do now. Okay, you're right. So let's change the systems. Not to make it back to nothing, not to anarchy, but back to humanity. Back to when people would look at us as the land of opportunity, where the American dream is something anyone could pursue, even if they only had a few pennies in their pockets. Let's look at what we're doing wrong and lean upon the brilliance of the world to see how we could do better. Let's look back on those who came before and learn how to do better for those who come next. And let's not make the future pay because we've had it hard. But let's not take for granted how easy we actually do have it. Let's welcome the world in. Let's give them a baseball, a basketball, a business. Give them an opportunity to show what they're made of. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Hell, let's give them the bootstraps. Give them the tools they need to become American. Moreover, let's give ourselves the opportunity to be Americans. Not as we are, not as we were, but as we are intended to be. A people. E pluribus unum. From many, one. Those who hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are equal and are due their unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And you know how to get there? Humanity, empathy, open-mindedness, multiculturalism, progressive ideas, determination, respect, love, fight, honesty, integrity. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Have a great day.